not personal. I apologize for the hurt and all this has caused. It's one of the most difficult situations anyone could go through in any school district. Is it fair? None of it's fair. None of it's fair to anyone. But here we are, and the reality is we either make the cuts or we close the doors. That's the bottom line.
I have heard you to say that you were informed of the $800,000 shortcoming, of the $800,000 that the district had to pay back in November, right?
November 18, 2010.
Right. But you knew long before that you should be budgeting without that $800,000, right?
We've been budgeting all of our tax money every year.
Well, didn't the Department of Ed send you emails saying, Mr. Carr, you cannot budget 2010, 2011 based on your 98% of your revenues?
They were talking about 98% money, not the minimum foundation money.
Well, but you did anyway, didn't you?
98%? Yes, we did.
Right, but they told you not to.
That was $177,000. And the reason we did is because on the previous year they were not going to pay us that, and one of the deciding factors wasn't in the budget. So we decided to put it in the budget hoping that we could get that money.
Now, whether it's 98% or minimum funding or anything like that, it does say that the district, that the fact that the URT collections in Eureka Springs exceed the total foundation funding per student of $5,900 does seem to present a legal problem regarding the payment, and that I would suggest that you not budget this revenue, and you did it anyway. I mean, that puts the district in fiscal distress, doesn't it, automatically? Well, you now have $196,000 more back than you would have if you hadn't.
No, it's not. You're way off base here. I don't think you know what you're talking about there.
Well,
this is just a budget. This is a budget. This is a budget. That's all. And we budget all our tax money. Period.
Even when they say not to.
They said there was a suggestion not to.
Right. And you ignored that suggestion.
I certainly did.
Okay. And now you're taking the district through litigation to try to recover the $829,000.
I am taking the district through litigation.
Those two are not related.
To clarify your question.
Okay.
The two things you're talking about are not related.
Unrelated. Okay. From cutting all these days for all teachers, the 15 days for Ms. Allen, the days for the others, and the stipends.
I don't have that figure with me.
Do you have a clue? Well, it's your budget, it's your recommendation, sir. How does the treasurer keep up with the tabulation of the savings?
She's not in the hearing.
She's here. I would like to ask her a question.
The question is for him, not her. Well, she's not a piece of it.
Well, I'll ask her later.
Yeah, you might, but not today.
Well,
You
she's
can call us a witness.
I can be like you are if you would like. I'm trying to handle this the way it's supposed to be handled.
Okay,
If we're going to delve into other areas, that's for a different hearing apparently. So be it.
This is a hearing on whether or not the district needs to.
Right now, your questions are supposed to be directed to Mr. Carr because you're rebutting whatever it is he says.
Yes, and he has talked extensively about the cost savings of all of these cuts. And that's why I will be asking the treasurer how much money that saved the district later.
Yes, then we should go answer.
Well, if she doesn't, then you're basing your decision on no information whatsoever. And we're entitled to that information on the record. Well, I'll put it on the record, and these two documents will speak for themselves, and it will show that the savings are less than about $60,000. Well, doesn't Ms. Allen do that now?
I'm not sure she did last year. I think her school district principals did the buildings.
Okay, so, well, what do you think she's been doing for the extra 30 days that you've been paying her? Do you know?
I really don't.
You don't even know what she does,
I really don't.
but you want to cut it without knowing what she does.
Again, what I told you, this is just a financial issue.
Right.
It didn't have anything to do with her.
Well, but would you, if you don't know what you're cutting, why would you cut it?
See, honestly, I don't want to cut anything, and that's what I
No,
told you.
that's not my question. I understand your reluctance to make any cuts whatsoever, and I hope that that's, I believe you. But what I don't understand is that if you don't know what she's doing, how can you eliminate the 15 days?
Again, it's not related to students, it's not impacting students. I've got other people who
Well,
do those jobs.
Well, how do you know it won't impact students?
I've got other people who do those jobs.
What jobs?
Well, again, she's been doing AYP and those kind of things.
What other kinds of things? What are the other kinds of things that you're going to dump on the principals now?
Well, what you said was data disaggregation, I think is what you said.
Yeah, I'm just at the tip of the iceberg, Mr. Carr.
All right.
I'm wondering if you have a clue as to what you're cutting out. And your statement to us today is you don't, right?
I know she's been working on AYP and data disaggregation and things like that.
Well, that's what I just told you. But other than that, you can't say another thing, huh? Okay. You recently requested a copy of Ms. Allen's calendar to show what she had done over the last year. Did you ever study that to see what she does? Okay. Did you offer any cut in your salary to try to make up any of this money?
No.
Did you offer up any administrative salaries? Not a dime, right? Are y'all more important than the teachers?
No.
Why aren't the administrators taking any of the heat?
The thing is, too, we decided not to cut any base pay. No base pay was cut of anyone.
Ms. Trice, or Dr. Trice, did you attend any of the meetings with the superintendent to discuss the budget cuts that were going to be coming up?
Well, we met with the PPC committee, and the administration team met to go over the stipends and talked about those cuts.
What about did you talk with him about cutting Ms. Allen's days?
That, honestly, the first I remember of the cutting of the days was when Scottye called me.
And when was
at
that?
home. It was on a Saturday.
But are you talking about something within the last, when she got the letter?
When she got the letter. Yeah, that's the first.
That's the first time you had heard about Ms. Allen's days being cut, right?
Yes. We talked about the stipends, and
Right.
that's,
Separately.
unless I'm forgetting something, I'm sorry. That's
Okay.
what I remember.
That's all I wanted to know.
Section 3.02. The professional ethical educator contributes to the development and maintenance of a supportive student-centered learning community that values and promotes human dignity, fairness, care, and the greater good for individual rights. This code promotes the health, safety, and general welfare of students and educators, and it ensures the citizens of Arkansas a degree of accountability within the education profession. I feel like we've lost our way. Our students and our teachers are crying out for help. This code of ethics is not being followed, and I ask that you hear their cries. They're here tonight.
At the same time, I believe that there is serious deficiency in the information that was considered when this decision for Ms. Allen was made. I don't think that it's fair. I think it's arbitrary and capricious for a cut to be announced and ask you to approve, where The job duties were not even considered by the administrator making the recommendation. Didn't even look at it, couldn't tell you what she did for the district. Just a cursory glance, a review of Ms. Allen's work shows that this is an utterly penny-wise and pound-foolish move. The district will suffer. You will be at the night before the exit filing deadline, and nobody's going to be doing it. You're going to be the night before, a big review, a monitoring report is due. The administration needs to pony up. It's not just the people in the field that doing the job that needs to have their salaries cut and their days cut as well. But I think that a fair approach needs to be taken where the district doesn't turn it over to one person. I think that those considerations need to be made by a group and presented to the board with very specific proposals that meet the district's needs. You're not making headway. You're sinking faster than you're swimming.